First off, before we even start this review, I want to apologize for not putting out a review last week because for whatever reason, WWE decided not to post the episode of Evolve on YouTube. Yes, I know on America or whatever you guys watch it on Tubi, but internationally where I'm from, we get it for free on YouTube, and just last week we just didn't get it, which was weird. But okay, we're back now. They gave me the episode this week, so let's get into the show because I'm very excited to be back. Unfortunately, I still haven't watched last week's episode, so I know a bit of what happened, but I do kind of have a blind spot that we're just gonna have to ignore for the rest of Evolve's history. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. The show opens with the Vanity Project backstage in what looks like their own dorm room or whatever, and they're talking about the night show, predicting who's gonna win between Shawn Legacy and Tate Wilder in the #1 contendership match. This was really fun. I like it. This was cool. I like the Vanity Project having their own space. It almost feels like Judgment Day having their own backstage place. I love this. I want every wrestler, every team to have it, or at least every major character, like how Roman Reigns once had his own office. I like that kind of stuff. The show itself though opens with a match between Layla Diggs and Nikita Lyons. There has been a long going feud between Nikita Lyons and Layla Diggs and Mason Holiday, and I really appreciate this, especially on Evolve and NXT too. The amount of mid-card women's feuds we're getting is so good. It's so entertaining, and it's a step in the right direction. For a long time, women's wrestling was confined to the World Championship scene and maybe one or two major feuds outside of that. The fact that we're getting multiple high quality feuds outside of just the world title scene, that's amazing. We're getting a lot of that tonight, so stay tuned for that. But the match ends after, outside of the ring, Mason Holiday starts dancing. This pisses Nikita Lyons off, and for whatever reason, she engages in a dance battle with Mason Holiday. This allows Layla Diggs to roll her up, so Layla Diggs has a victory over Nikita Lyons, and she celebrates with Mason Holiday outside. Malik Blade, who was the former partner of Idris Inoue, is also in the VIP section. A very weird person to be here, but it's cool. He also celebrates with them, so maybe that's gonna be a faction: Layla Diggs, Mason Holiday, and Malik Blade. Nikita Lyons might also be part of that faction because they have kind of teamed up on the live event circuit. So I don't know what's happening there, but this is very entertaining. I am excited to see where this feud goes because I'm not sure what the end result is, and usually that's the type of stuff I like when I can't predict what's gonna happen. Backstage though, we get all the WWE ID guys supporting Shawn Legacy, who is also a WWE ID guy. They all say they're gonna have his back, they're gonna be on ringside, and they are later tonight in the main event. But then Timothy Thatcher comes up and says that all the ID guys are going to face all the PC guys or Performance Center recruits next week in a 5-on-5 Gauntlet match, and whoever wins that gets a shot at the World Championship. So that's gonna be cool. The rest of the show also has this long running theme of the ID guys and the Performance Center guys trying to recruit people for their teams. I also really like that. Then we also go backstage. Again, we're backstage a lot tonight. Carly Bright is talking to Kendall Gray, and she points out how Kendall Gray has been busy defending the Evolve Championship, being busy with the NQCC, and she's kind of forgotten about Carly Bright. So Carly Bright wants to do her own thing. She wants to prove that she's not just Kendall Gray's friend. And I love this. I have been wondering what's up with Carly Bright since she hasn't been with Kendall Gray or the NQCC, and it would have been very easy to just throw her in there, but it seems like they have a larger story to tell with her, which is good. Again, just more women having stories, having personalities. That's some of the best stuff you can give me because I'm a massive fan of women's wrestling. Then the next match is Drake Moreau making his official debut, going up against Dante Chen, man. I feel so bad for Dante Chen because he's just not interesting, and I feel like if people are going to be cut, which they eventually are, Dante Chen's probably going to be one of them, which sucks. But I'm happy for Drake Moreau. He looks cool, he looks good. I like the guy, he has a personality, and he picks up a victory. Necessary Roughness are outside ring in the VIP section for this match too, looking on during the match. As for Drake Moreau, I said he picked up the victory, and I feel like he's gonna do good. He's a big guy, but he does have likable energy. So I feel like he's gonna do good on Evolve as a babyface, although we are having a ton of babyfaces on Evolve currently. I feel like that's a good problem to have because sometimes babyfaces can be quite boring, and it doesn't seem like that's the case on Evolve. Necessary Roughness tries to recruit him to the PC side, but he says that he's trying to establish himself as a singles wrestler. He doesn't want to get involved with them yet. He just wants to pick up W, so he rejects them. This is probably going to end up badly for Drake Moreau down the line, but I'm fine with that. It feels like there is something to tell here. Then we have Charlie Dempsey backstage challenging Timothy Thatcher to a match about who's the best technical wrestler. I mean, cool. I'll be totally honest with you, I don't really care about this. I mean, both are cool wrestlers, but this match feels like it's out of nowhere. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of build towards it. So, cool, I'm gonna watch the match, probably gonna enjoy the match, but I don't care a lot about it unless Charlie Dempsey is permanently down here again. Timothy Thatcher should not win this match. If he does, it would not be a good result. Then it's Gal is also backstage, and he says that he's gonna join either the ID team or the PC team, but he doesn't know who yet, so he's gonna let them decide and come to him and ask him to join. So, I mean, isn't he technically supposed to be part of the ID guys? Because he was signed through ID. I don't feel like he can join the PC team. That would like kind of defeat the whole purpose of this thing. But okay, it makes sense for It's Gal's character to do this. So I enjoy that. He then immediately goes into a match with Eli Knight, who he defeats, which is cool. I mean, Eli Knight's supposed to be in that match next week on ID's side, but I don't know if he will be. I don't know. There's a lot of confusing stuff, but I am excited for this match next week. I am curious as to whose team It's Gal is going to be on. The PC guys then also go backstage and try to recruit Tate Wilder, but they don't all get along. There's a lot of tension there. They eventually leave, but it's very clear Tate Wilder does not like Necessary Roughness or Keanu Carver who tried to recruit him, and he's probably not going to join their match. Although it would be very interesting, and I feel like if he did, there might be something interesting. Again, all of this is very interesting. Like, there are people who could join. Man, I'm quite hyped for this. I might make a whole video on who should join whose team. We also have Wendy Chu then trying to have a therapy session, but the therapist is secretly Chantel Monroe, who beats the hell out of Wendy Chu because Wendy Chu apparently cost Chantel Monroe the match last week, which I didn't see, unfortunately. You guys can tell me if it was a good match or not. Regardless, I like this. I like this feud. It feels entertaining, and honestly, Chantel Monroe has kind of been right this whole time. During this feud, she said Wendy Chu was crazy at the start of the feud, and she was kind of right. She then defeated Wendy Chu, then had a title match, and then lost the title match because Wendy Chu interfered. So, Chantel Monroe is kind of justified in what she's doing. Don't at me. I know I'm a big Chantel Monroe fan, and I'm not trying to justify her actions. I'm just saying she's right, objectively. And then in the main event, it's Sean Lexi versus Tate Wilder. A very, very wild match. I was going into this assuming Tate Wilder was going to win because it seemed like they were pushing him heavy. But he loses to Sean Lexi. Now, there was a lot happening during the match. During the match, the ID guys were trying to talk to Tate Wilder, get in his face. Then the PC guys came out and a massive brawl erupted. And then Sean Lexi managed to use this distraction to pick up a victory. After the match, Vanity Project come out, attack, and Jackson Drake stands tall with the belt. So a lot happened in this main event. It was a good match. I just kind of wish Tate Wilder won. I'm not really that eager to see Sean Lexi go after Jackson Drake again, and even if he does, it feels like if Sean Lexi loses this match, what happens then? Because he's already lost to Jackson Drake at Gold Rush. So losing again, it would make me feel like, what story? Are we going to go with a heel Sean Lexi then? Or are we maybe calling him up to NXT? I feel like there would be a more interesting story to tell with Tate Wilder. Regardless, I don't think Sean Lexi should win the championship if that's the route we're going for. I don't feel like he's a more interesting option to go with than Jackson Drake at the moment. So that's Evolve for you tonight. I'll honestly give it a 10 out of 10 show. I love the action tonight. I loved all the backstage promos. I love the women's division getting a lot of action. I also love the entire arc throughout the show of people trying to recruit each other. That was very nice. So this show was just 50 minutes of pure entertainment to me. Again, if you don't watch Evolve, really do yourself a favor and check it out. It's a good show. So if you like this channel or this review, leave a like, subscribe. I cover NXT, TNA, and Evolve every single week. I also have a podcast with PUWF where we sit and talk about Evolve for about 2 hours, just a little bit of fun. I also have a superhero channel which is going to cover the Supergirl trailer once that comes out. So if you're interested in superhero stuff, go subscribe to that. There's going to be a link down below and I'm going to make it pop out all throughout the video. So subscribe to that if you're interested in that. So leave a like, subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.